Hi everybody, this is the Shot Clock. I'm Mark. I'm with Nick Piecoro, Diamondbacks Insider. And let's start the clock and talk about where the Diamondbacks are at the All-Star break. Go to AZ Central to read Nick's story on that topic. But let's dig a little bit deeper into some things you didn't write about. For example, a player or players who, in the context of a team game, could still make a difference if they perform really well in the second half. Let's start with the pitching side.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first guy that comes to mind for me is Robbie Ray. It's a guy who was obviously just a force at the top of the rotation for them last season. Hasn't really worked out that way this year. Had the injury, and his stuff has just been a little bit down. And he's a guy that you don't really feel the same way you did last year going into the postseason, where you felt like if we could just get the ball to Robbie in a postseason series. I know it didn't work out that way, but that's how you felt about him. He did have a very good start the last time out. I think the hope is that he can build off of that. But that's to me, that's the most important guy on the pitching staff they need to get going.
Makes sense, and he was such a horse, and it's really been missing, as you mentioned. Let's turn over to the offensive side. A couple of guys that maybe need to step it up.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's probably Steven Souza and Jake Lamb. I think these are guys that they were counting on to be that next layer of offensive firepower behind Paul Goldschmidt in the lineup. Yeah. It just hasn't really worked out that way. Souza at least is showing some signs of life for me. I think on that last road trip, it looked like he was starting to swing the bat better. Lamb, I don't know, he just hasn't really been able to get going. The power hasn't been there all season. I don't feel like his at-bats have been terrible. I feel like it's been mostly competitive at-bats. There's been some stretches where he's hit the ball, fairly hard, hasn't really had much to show for it, but he just hasn't really been able to get going, and it's been surprising. It's a guy that hit, I think, almost 60 home runs combined over the last 2 seasons, so it's a guy they really need to get going.
Diamondbacks get going again post-All-Star break, Friday against the Rockies. We're out of time. Thanks for joining us on the Shot Clock. Have a great day.
Yo, Greg Moore here, AZ Central Sports. We're independent, and we give you blanket coverage of every team in the Valley. Get the news how you want it, when you want it. Subscribe today.